What's good, YouTube, and welcome to another KaibaHacksDartz Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're here again with another deck profile, deck list, deck update, whatever you like to call them. And this is my Machina deck for January 2025. The Machinas, you know, they've got a lot of retrains throughout the ages. And I just recently did a structure deck review where I got a little bit more pieces for the deck. So I figured I'd bring it together and show you this masterpiece of a deck we got so far. And, of course, it is a work in progress, but like I said, it's coming together. We started off with 3 Machina Ruin Force, and this really is our beef boss monster of the deck, but there is a lot of strong dudes. And it is cannot be normal summon / set, must be special summoned from your graveyard by banishing monsters from your graveyard, or machine monsters from your graveyard, sorry, whose total levels equal 12 or more. When your opponent activates a card effect, or a card or effect during the battle phase, quick effect, you can pay half your life points to negate that activation. And if you do, half your opponent's life points. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 3 of your banished Machina monsters, sorry, whose totals level equal 12 or less. And you can only use each effect of Machina Ruin Force once per turn. So of course there's a lot of great recycle power for him, because you're getting him out by putting level 12 up to level 12, you know, or level 12 or more in the graveyard. So if you do have exactly level 12, you can just keep kind of recycling back and forth and bringing him out. Plus his half life points effect is pretty crazy. Of course, he is the upgrade of like the original just Machina Force, which is kind of an abysmal card these days. So it did need a retrain. Next, we got 2 Machina Fortress, a classic of the deck it is. You can discard machine-type monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. And when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, select and destroy 1 card your opponent controls. And when this face-up card you control is targeted by an opponent's effect, or monster effect, sorry, look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 card from their hand. So there's a lot of potential with him. Of course, more kind of machine recycling power. That's kind of what they become, is machine zombies, you know what I mean? Where they're just coming back and doing more and more stuff and being recycled. Next, we got the Machina, whatever you like to call him. Citadel. Of course, he is a pretty beefy boy, high level. Cannot be normal summon / set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. Quick effect, you can target 1 machine monster you control. Destroy that machine monster and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it. If a face-up Earth machine monster you control except Citadel is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So another one you can recycle very easily and bring out more often. And, you know, he's got lots of decent effects, plus just good attack and defense. Next, we are running 2 Machina Mega Form. You contribute this card, special summon 1 Machina, whatever, monster from your hand or deck, except Mega Form. And if a face-up Machina Fortress you control is sent to your graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish that Machina Fortress from the graveyard and special summon this card. So, of course, he's got a lot of potential with that last effect, but since you can bring out any Machina monster with him, you can just straight go into Citadel. There's lots of different potential, as well as getting him in the graveyard, so you could maybe use him for Ruin Force or something. Next, we got 2 Metal Cruncher. It is if you control no face-up cards, you can normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack becomes 1800. That's a half-decent effect, but we're more looking at if this card is normal or special summoned, you can reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters from your deck, then your opponent randomly adds 1 of them to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. Lots of potential. I'm still working on the ratios of exactly what could work better and what you want to see more of, but so far 2 is doing good. He's a great little retrain of the Machina Gear Frame, the Union monster. Next, we got 2 Machina Aerator. You can discard 1 other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 machine monster you control, and special summon from your deck 1 Machina monster with a different name and equal or lower level than the monster. If you do, destroy that targeted monster. So they do have lots of potential. for, you know, discarding, obviously, so you could discard Ruin Force or other cards to get the levels up for him, as well as some of the other ones that can pop off more too. You know, another great kind of combo is to, since it's destroying, you know, you can go into that, the Citadel almost off of your own effects, and it can start to make some pretty crazy combos. So, for right now, we just have 2 of them. We're going to try him out in the future, see how he works, see how it comes together. Of course, we have some of the retrains of the Soldier, the Sniper, and the Defender. This one is the Soldier's retrain, the Machina Possess Storage. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Machina monster in your graveyard, except Possess Storage, and special summon it in defense position, but it cannot activate its effects this turn, and you can target 1 other Machina monster you control, 1 spell and trap, slash trap, your opponent controls, and return them to hand. So he's kind of a weird tech piece. I'm trying him out to see what potential he has, but of course it is just a little bit of extra sauce for special summoning at the moment. Next, we are rocking 2 of the Unclasper, the retrain of the Sniper, and it is, if this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, which of course there's a couple different effects in the deck that are doing that, special summon it, and also you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except machine monsters. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Machina monster card from your deck to the graveyard, and you can only use the effect of Unclasper once per turn. So of course we're taking in a little bit of different sauce from different parts of the deck, because the more focus of the retrained zombie or ones like the Unclasper, Soldier, Re-Savager, and the Ruin Force are all dark monsters, so they're slightly different, you know, aspect of the Machina stuff, but they do fit in really well. And we're seeing what works out best. But of course, he has a lot of potential for setting off some of the other effects in the deck. We are running 1 Re-Savager just for the heck of it. He is the retrain of the Defender. And it is quick effect. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 machine monster you control, gains 1200 attack until the end of this turn. And when your machine monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. So I'm trying out the tech with him. You could bring it up more. What's more likely, I think you'd almost want to do is have him with some other kind of effects, so you can pop him off, get him in the graveyard, give something some attack, but then he's also in the graveyard to probably send to banish for your Ruin Force. Next, we got 2 Irradiator, and what they are very similar to the Aerator, but slightly different. It is you can discard 1 other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand, and you can target 1 machine monster you control, and special summon from your graveyard 1 machine monster with a different name, and or equal or lower level than the monster, and if you do, destroy that targeted monster. So another way we can pop off some of the other effects, like I said, he's very similar to the Aerator, except it's with your graveyard and on your turn. Moving on, we got 2 of the Gear Frame, just to work in with some of the Union sauce. Plus, they are pretty decent for adding 1 Machina, whatever, monster from deck to hand, so you could pop off that, like, Unclasper, or possibly some other effects, or just to get a specific play lined up. So he's great sauce, plus you could just use his Union effect if need be. Then some extra sauce we've thrown in, because they do more work with the, they are kind of part of the archetype of the like the Machina kind of zombie-er ones, the retrains. And it is an unauthorized boot-up device. Basically what this card is doing, and you can see he is part of it, he's got like the same smoke stacks coming off of him. He's a machine. He's kind of the upgraded stuff. But once per turn, you can target either 1 face-up monster you control and equip this card to that target. You know, the same Union kind of classic stuff. Equip this card and special summon it. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can special summon this card. So, he's a great little recycle piece once again. Plus, another way to get, you know, stuff in the grave, potentially, or just have more levels in the grave. For, you know, like Ruin Force or whatever. Next, moving to spells, we got Machina Redeployment. An absolute boss for the deck. It is activate 1 of these effects. discard 1 card and add 2 Machina monsters with different names from each other from your deck to hand, which can obviously just be a fat combo for getting stuff lined up in the grave and then getting more stuff in your hand to line even more stuff up. Or discard 1 Machina card and add 2 Machina cards with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. So if you're trying to go into more specific spell or trap plays, that's kind of where it comes in handy more, obviously, for that second effect, but the first one works just fine. And you could bring that up to 3 for sure. Next, we have 2 unauthorized reactivation. As you can see, the boot up device is on this card, as well as the soldier with, like, the red stank. And it is target 1 machine monster you control and equip 1 appropriate machine union monster from your hand or deck to that monster. But the union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn, so they have to stay on the card, at least till your next turn. But it is a quick play, so you can have this lined up. Something's about to get hit. You special summon, either your gear frame, or not special summon, but equip to your gear frame or your unauthorized boot up device. And then your monster's protected. And, if it's potentially getting sent to the graveyard, you're bringing it back, or getting sent to the graveyard for Ruin Force plays or something. So another great card that can be taken up or lowered. Next, we got the Machina Defense Perimeter. Another great little saucy tech piece. Here it is. Well, you control a level 7 or higher machine monster, which we got tons of. Your opponent's monsters cannot target level 6 or lower machine monsters you control for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. If a face-up machine monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 machine monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So, another great recycling piece for popping off stuff. Plus, it's keeping some of your lower level monsters that you might want on the field, or potentially didn't have something to go into yet with, safe, For singles, we just have a Foolish Burial. Great little piece to either get the Ruin Force in your grave, or something else to potentially activate the Ruin Force or other cards. And then an Allure of Darkness. There's been lots of other, potential draw power we could throw in the deck. I figured we have enough kind of random dark guys that it works. Then, something I also figured you could maybe potentially pull off is if you have a bunch of earth monsters that you just do one in the grave, then to potentially pop off Ruin Force or something else, you could activate this, get some more cards in your hand, potentially get rid of your entire hand to pop off an entire hand's worth of effects. So it's just something I'm testing and thinking out, seeing how she runs. Moving to traps, we have Machina Overdrive, and it is target 1 machine monster you control, special summon 1 Machina monster with a different name from your hand or deck, and if you do, destroy that targeted monster. So it's very similar to the Aerator and the Irradiator. And then one sec. You can banish this card from your graveyard. It's like I had to catch up to where I was. Then target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished or in your graveyard and shuffle them into your deck, then draw 1 card. So this is a good way to hit the Ruin Forces stuff that's banished and kind of send it back to the deck if you really need to. But otherwise, you have it there just in case. But, there's lots of different potential. Moving forward into some sauce that could work into the deck into the future is the Infinity Track monsters, plus some of their sauce, but at least this card for sure. Crusher Run. If a face-up Earth Machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. You can banish this card from your graveyard and set some cards that are more specific to the Infinity Track stuff. But if we were to mix it, they do have, like I said, Earth Machine monsters in abundance. So there could be some good numbers there. But so far, this is the card that I found that works in the best so far. We threw in a Rivalry of the Warlords because we're running all machines, that only have 1 type of monster. Dark Factory of More Production. You can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard to draw 1 card, and you can only use it, once per turn. But the great part about it, it's a trap. You got that ability to pop it off on their turn at least once, and then you can start to go into doing it more. And of course, it lines up lots of good plays for you, for the Ruin Force, and all kinds of potential, well, getting something else out of it. Kind of a card trader, but to the graveyard. Then a Reckless Greed, a little bit more draw power, trying it out. And a Trap Trick just to have potential to search into some of these different pieces. I don't know why I threw them all. Here we'll separate them there. Moving into the extra deck, we don't have too much. Of course, we're working out some of the sauce, and we need to get more machine kind of extra deck monsters. The Machina doesn't really have any actual of that stuff because so much of it is main deck big stuff. But we have Proglio here. Main point of him, to clear out some stuff off the board to maybe line up for a Ruin Force. Same with our Steel Star Regulator. Great thing is at least he's a machine, but if we have three kind of nonsensical machines we don't want on the field, we could go into him and then maybe go into a Ruin Force. And then just some extra sauce on the Castell. Lots of little level 4s in the deck. And then I threw in the Yugioh, the Sea Castrum. He's a machine, so, you know, we can bring him out with some of the other stuff that kind of prohibits us from bringing out stuff other than machines. Plus, he's got some weird kind of effects going on. I won't read it off too much, but he's some extra sauce that works, and we could potentially bring him out. And then I threw in an Infinity Track Mountain Smasher, 2 level 7. Another one we could potentially bring out if we get 2 level 7s at the same time. And, you know, you might be able to go into some sauce with them. Not too much focused on the extra deck because Machinas are very main deck focused just from kind of their origins. But so far, I think I've built a pretty cohesive, structured deck. I do need to work on the ratios and maybe throw in a little bit more tech. Plus, you never know what they might come out with in the future. They still haven't retrained the Peacekeeper. I guess the unauthorized boot up device is kind of the retrain of the Peacekeeper. It doesn't look the same, but it's the similar idea, similar attack, but he actually does something useful for the deck. But like I said, I could try and work in more Infinity Track stuff and see how their plays kind of work in for more potential, at least extra deck plays, I would say. But let me know if there's anything you think I'm missing from the deck. And in the future, I'd also like to maybe do a Commander Covington / Machina Force like OG deck and see if there's a way to really bring out the Force consistently. The original one, not Ruin Force. And with the rest of the non-retrained ones. Could be pretty fun. As well as there's other deck potential ideas in the future for it or stuff you could sauce in. But other than that, like I said, let me know if there's anything you think I missed or could upgrade. Make sure to check out my other deck profiles. I do this pretty often. As well as my pack openings, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh guides and DIY projects. Lots of different stuff on the channel. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe if you like the content. You know, make sure to like as well. Hit that little notification bell so you know when content's coming out. You know, share if you're down to share. As well as, you know, leave a comment if you have something to say. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.